Yapping.
Hello, this is Erika.
And Edgar.
And we are the Yapping Schnauzers. We entertain you with yap-worthy stories we find around the web. This week will be a continuation of last week's theme, which is disaster weddings.
Mm-hmm.
The first title is Emma the Asshole for refusing to make a cookie table for my son's wedding. My son is marrying Wendy, and the wedding is in the summer. She is not close to her own mother for multiple reasons and is pushing hard to have me fill in the gap. I'm not comfortable with it at all, especially with how hard she is pushing. She has multiple times overstepped boundaries, such as inviting herself along, discussing very personal issues, very touchy, etc. Due to these issues, we are not close, and my own daughter are not a huge fan of her. She asked me this week if we would make cookie table for the wedding. It is something the bride's own mother would do with other female relatives. This is the first time hearing about these traditions, and I did some research. I would have to make over 1,000 cookies from scratch to feed the wedding guests. I asked my daughters if they wanted to do it, and it was a strong no. I informed her that I can not do it, and it was too much work, and I don't have the time. She told me, okay, and I thought that was it. My son called me and told me I am a huge jerk, that Wendy has been crying about it, and I should step up. I am still refusing to do it. Am I the asshole?
This seems like a overblown response for not having a bunch of cookies baked for your wedding. Like, you can just go to any bakery, or you can go to Walmart. You can get like 20 cookies for like $5, something like that.
Well, according to her research, so she had a little update here that says the most common questions. Did the daughter-in-law tell me the number? She said 1,000 to 1,200. What about family helping? She isn't close to her family, so her side is out. My parents are in a home. I am an only child. My husband has a sister, and I doubt she wants to help. My daughters don't wish to, so it would be basically me. So, I mean, so you think she's the asshole, though?
Like the OP for not making the cookies?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so. Like, I have never heard of this tradition before.
Well, supposedly it's a thing, but I think she just like being. I don't think she likes the daughter-in-law.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I don't think like anyone's a fan of the daughter-in-law.
Yeah,
I can see why.
Because, I mean, apparently she's too touchy. She shares too much, and she has no boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like she looks at everything she's trying to do in a bad way. Like, what if she's just trying to get close to them, trying to get to know them, and they're just like, why is she talking to us? Or why is she saying that stuff? Why is she oversharing?
Yeah.
I feel like when you don't like someone, you see everything they do as annoying or as like, oh, why can't she do this? And to criticize everything she does. Mm-hmm. So I think if she should, like, if sure, she don't like her, but at least try to like help her out. Maybe not make it like from scratch. Just buy some cookies, like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. Like, I think she's just being like making this a problem when it doesn't have to be a problem.
Yeah, I guess that's like another way to look at it. Like, how is the bride or like the daughter-in-law gonna tell where the cookies come from at the end of the day?
Yeah, like who cares? Or be like, it was a lot for me. I made some, but then I bought some.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say it's all me by me.
Whatever, she could have just done that. Why she has to make it a difficult thing, like criticizing her and annoyed by her, saying that she can't do it at all, like she doesn't have the time to. And if she didn't have the time for it, then fine, just buy all the cookies. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, I just feel like she really doesn't like her daughter-in-law, and she's just making this a huge issue. Because I feel like if she did like her, she would at least try, be like, all right, I don't feel comfortable with it, but I'll try. Mm-hmm. And she could just buy the cookies if at the end of the day, she couldn't make them.
Yeah, like compromise and let's say something like, I'll make you 100 or 200 cookies, but not 1,000.
Yeah, and then I could buy the rest or whatever. I don't know. Just try to like help her out. I mean, she already knows that her mom is not, not there for her.
Yeah.
And she's going to be part of the family. And she's not only doing it for her, but for her son as well.
Mm-hmm. And the son seems to be upset as well.
Yeah, but like, I don't think she wants to do that. I think she's just not. She's making an issue out of nothing.
I mean, it's not the hugest issue, but I feel like, yeah, I mean, even going like a little bit in a way of like helping however she could have like gone around this issue with not only the son, but like the daughter-in-law.
Yeah, I mean,
What did other people say?
Actually, she was voted not the asshole.
Really? Oh, so everybody agreed with me.
I don't agree with that.
No.
I just think she doesn't like the daughter-in-law, and the sister-in-laws don't like her either.
Mm-hmm.
And she just doesn't want to take the time to like help her out. Yeah, so I think that she's the asshole. She just buy cookies. That's it. Simple as that. Yeah, I know a lot of people probably don't. Well, obviously a lot of people don't agree with me, but I don't care. I really think that she's being the asshole.
Okay, so final verdict on this story.
No, I don't think she's the asshole.
And
I mean, she is the asshole.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I was the opposite of you, but I'm pretty sure I think she is not the asshole. But
I think she is.
Okay. So the next story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Starting My Wedding on Time? So yeah, chat, is it being an asshole to be punctual?
You are that punctual person at all, and it drives me crazy.
I work on my own time. But yeah, so going into the story, my parents are late for everything. They were late for everything while I grew up, and they refuse to care about being late. They do not care how disrespectful it is to everyone else. My older siblings have adjusted to this by planning all kinds of slack into their schedules. Our parents showed up late to both of their weddings, but that had been accounted for, so they were able to participate in the weddings as planned. The same goes for family get-togethers that are hosted by anyone other than my parents. My siblings planned for them to be late. I went the other way. When my parents were late for my high school graduation, I told them that I would never wait for them for any event that I had power over. And I have held to that. When my wife and I hosted our first Thanksgiving after we bought our home, we started eating on time. My parents showed up late after visiting with another family and were surprised to see us all laying around and in food comas. My wife and I got married last weekend and the ceremony went perfectly, other than my mother not being involved in the candle lighting. My older sister was my backup. My parents showed up 3/4 of the way through the ceremony and ended up sitting at the back of the church. They kept everything in during the receiving line and the foremost, but they let me have it afterwards and before the reception. They were very disappointed that they did not get to participate in the ceremony and that they missed out on so much of it. I was ready for this. I had one of my friends waiting and he took the pictures when they were entering the church and sitting down at the back. He sent me the pictures as a text and as an email. I asked my parents to show me their invitations. They did not have it with them, so I pulled out the one I had ready for this. I showed them the time on the invitation. I asked them what time did they show up, and they said that they were only 5 minutes late and that I was being an asshole for not waiting. I put up my text messages and my email. Both provided a timestamp of when they showed up, which was 35 minutes late. They said that if I knew they were going to be late, I should have planned for it like my siblings. I told them I had not put up with their bullshit since I graduated from high school, and why did they think I would start now, almost 15 years later? I told them that my siblings could coddle them all they wanted, but to enjoy their time with me, they had better learn to be punctual. They said I was disrespectful, and if I did not like their behavior, that this was entirely my problem. I agreed and said I would be handling all my time with them the exact same way. So, am I the asshole?
Absolutely not. I think she was a little petty, but I think there's a good lesson.
Was definitely very petty in how she did this. Like, she had her friends scope out for her parents. She had the friend both text and emailed the photo, which is a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
And timestamped it.
And she had an extra wedding invitation to say what time the wedding was.
I know. I mean, if I was the parents, I would be pissed off as well, but not because I was caught being late, but because it just seems very prissy and very petty. Yeah, the entire setup.
I don't know. I think her response was resentment.
Yeah, she's very resentful, very angry at the
I
parents.
think they must have done something to her, obviously be late. She mentioned the graduation. I'm assuming that they were late to her graduation too, and they probably missed the ceremony. I feel like she's just sick of them and being late, and she's tired of people accommodating them.
I feel like if you you have one day that it's going to be a wedding for a friend or a family or whatever, you like basically
Your own daughter. That's
block off the
ridiculous.
entire day and have everything you're going to do that day be surrounded for that event.
I don't know. I feel
Like why would they leave? Like, was there any reason they gave for being like more than 3/4 the way late for the wedding ceremony? Like, it just seems like what could they have possibly done? Like, all their friends and all their family were probably busy, like getting to the wedding on time and preparing. So what were they doing?
I don't get it. Like, I mean, are they late to their doctor's appointments too? Because a certain amount of time you're late, you're not taking your appointment. You have to reschedule, and you have to probably pay a fee.
This becomes a problem for being tardy and stuff. I find it like funny that like both the parents are always late, so it's like they're kind of like a package deal. I don't know like who started the lateness, whether it was a mother or father, but yeah.
No, it's annoying because they literally said we were just 5 minutes late. Like 35 minutes, 35 minutes late. Come on, people. I don't know. I get frustrated when people are late because I think everybody's time is valuable, and if they tell you a certain time. And you're there a certain time and they're not ready. Literally, they're discarding your time and wasting your time. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very disrespectful. And I think, at least for Hispanic culture, a lot of people are late.
Oh my goodness.
But I hate it. I hate it. Mm-hmm. I really don't like that because, you serve a certain amount of time. You make your day and schedule your things around it so you could be on time. There's just no excuse. Mm-hmm. Especially if you say or ahead of time, weeks ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming they told them, months ahead? A year ahead? I don't know. But, you should be there on time. Especially for your daughter's wedding. Mm-hmm. And it's annoying, though, because I feel like all their sisters always be like, yeah, it's okay. We made time for them to come late. Like, no. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they encourage that behavior. Which is, impossible for them to literally stop doing that because people accommodate them.
Yeah, and because the other siblings coddle their parents' lateness, now that this OP is making a stand and saying no, it's not okay to be late. She's the odd one out and the one that's gonna get the fall for everything. She's probably ridden out of the wheels. She's not gonna be the parents' favorite at all anymore.
I just don't think that they're gonna ever get this moment back unless she gets divorced and married again. They literally missed out on something that happens once,
maybe twice,
3 times. But it's just one of those things where they really messed up in this one. And the top comment is, hard not the asshole. If they want to be late for a play or doctor's appointment or whatever, that's on them. If they were going to be on time for even one thing, you think it was their child's wedding. This is on them. I agree. Because it's just frustrating that people their parents, especially your parent, you want them to be part of your wedding. I would be really upset if my parents came late. I would be, literally, I would look at them differently. And I think their relationship was already strained. I feel like this also made the relationship a lot more difficult to really patch up.
Yeah. So final verdict?
She's not the asshole.
I wouldn't say she's the asshole, but I think her execution is pettiness, verging on assholeness. But she did it for a reason, a good reason at least.
I think this one, it's okay to be the asshole.
Yeah.
I don't think she did anything wrong. Mm-hmm. And then the third story is, am I the asshole for not going to my friend's weddings after she said what she said to me? A few months ago, a friend of mine told me she was getting married. It wasn't meant to be a regular wedding, but more of an elopement kind of thing. We were supposed to be her groom, me as the maid of honor, and a best man, plus a few close members, about 10 people in total, and it was planned for early November. I say wedding like it in the title because there would be no invites. No save the date, no ceremony, no walk down the aisle, just courthouse and dinner. That comes from the bride herself. I'm not guessing anything. A week ago, I got the news that I had gotten a permanent job. I don't know how to explain it because this is a very typical thing from the country. Spain, where every so often, the government will hire professionals to work either in the administration or in public institutions, education, high school. This is usually a great opportunity because these positions are for life. Well, until you retire. And they can never fire you. And obviously, it depends on the conduct too.
Mm-hmm.
In order to apply for these positions, you have to take an exam. And then depending on your years of service to the institution and the score you get on the exam, you could get one of those jobs. Long story short, I took the exam last year, and last week I got told that I got one of the jobs. But I still will be moving cities for that. When I told my friends this, the only thing she said was, "When are you leaving? Can you still come to my wedding?" No congratulations, no I'm happy for you, nothing. I must add, 2 weeks ago I talked to her to know where we were having dinner for her wedding, and she said she didn't have anything planned yet, let alone booked. Had she told me she had everything booked and that she really needed my reservation, I would have understood her answer. But in that context, I've decided that if the only thing she cares about is her and her wedding, and she can't even be happy for me, I'm not going to the wedding at all. Am I the asshole?
Nah, she ain't the asshole for that.
Like, I understand getting a job is a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she knows that her friend is getting married.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you think that would be the first thing she would ask? I don't know. Like, if you were, like, for example, if my friend, I was getting married, she told me about the job. Sure, I would say congratulations, but then I'm like, would you be able to come to the wedding, though?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think she's the asshole.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so, too. And, like, also, for getting a job and stuff, like, I feel like that's, like, one of the few valid reasons to miss out on a wedding. And, like, you know, because it's something for the livelihood and all of that. And I don't know about Spain, but I imagine the interview times for that are, like, a little bit more stringent, or, like, this is like they have like a deadline or they have something that'll make it so like the friend can't move it around freely.
She has to move, she said.
So, I mean, like scheduling the actual interviews.
Well, she did it a year ago.
Oh, okay.
And she got accepted.
Oh, okay.
So she was really happy about it, obviously, because it's a good opportunity for her.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of the friend saying congratulations, she just said, "Bye, will you be able to come to the wedding?" I mean, like right now, she's also making an important, step for her life. And since you're, one of her friends, I would suspect that you would also want to tell her, "Hey, I will make it or I won't."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would be mad if any of my friends ever missed my wedding. But I feel like there's some people who are like very offensive about that kind of stuff. Well,
because you're a guy.
I mean, yeah, that's true too. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's something very petty to be upset over.
You want to know the verdict?
What?
They said that she's actually the asshole.
R.I.P.
We're like, so, well, I'm the opposite. You're actually word disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it was important for her to be there. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she didn't say right off the bat, congratulations, like, she shouldn't hold that against her. I bet if she was to go to the wedding, she would have said congratulations and I'm sorry, for not, saying that back to you or whatever. I think just right now, everything is like really just about her wedding right now.
Well, not for everybody. Like, not for OP. OP has like better things to do in her life.
Well, I mean, obviously, because she's not marrying anybody, so she doesn't know the feeling. Mm-hmm. Of like, oh, I mean, sure, it's not like a huge thing. I feel like all this post is about her justifying not going to the wedding. The top comment was deleted, however. So signing some papers and a dinner for 10, that wedding planning and what stress still seems like a pretty solid question. Most people find embarking on a lifelong commitment very stressful. Mm-hmm. So, like, I get where the friend that's getting married is coming from. Like, I think everything she's thinking about is just, like, everything for the, the dinner. Sure, it's not a huge thing, and it's not, like, caterers and everything like that, but
I feel like, I mean, I understand OP's point of view, because, like, from how the friend was, like, talking about the wedding, like, saying, oh, it's going to be a courthouse wedding. I don't even have, like, the dining place afterwards, like, all figured out yet. I would think that she wasn't taking the wedding seriously, or, like, maybe that she didn't feel like the wedding was, like, would make her so angry.
I I mean, it's still important though, regardless if it's like a huge wedding or not. She's still making that huge decision. And if she invited her friend, it's because she wants her to be there, especially if it's such a like small wedding, whatever.
But so final verdict on this?
How about you? You go first.
Let's just say OP wasn't the asshole for missing the wedding.
I think she is.
Okay. And then now for the next story. Am I the asshole for apparently making the wedding all about me by being difficult and not taking off work to go dress shopping? My son told me to come over. I'm on my phone. Background. I have to travel for my job. Monday through Friday, I've been getting on a plane every Monday and getting back on Friday due to a project needing to be supervised. My future daughter-in-law works 4 days a week, Wednesday to Saturday, 10-hour shifts. She wants to meet up to get a dress for the wedding. These people can't spell right. But yeah, okay.
You said met up?
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to fix the spelling errors, but yeah. She wants to be there when I get a dress. Originally, I was just going to wear the same dress I wear for all the weddings, a long blue dress, but she wanted me to wear something else since I will match her bridesmaids. She looks at our schedule. Sunday would be the best day to do this. We are both off. She told me no, since that is her rest day. She asked for Monday. I told her I can't and I have to work. Then I suggested Friday or Saturday after work. Those got shot down. She wants me to take off work. I then suggested she send me examples of what she wants and I'll shop by myself and buy something like the examples. Also shot down. After much back and forth, I told her the blue dress is what I'm going to wear. This started an argument and she called me a jerk. My son is mad that I'm making the wedding about me and not taking off work. I don't think I am being unreasonable, but he told me to post there. So, am I the asshole?
No, absolutely not.
I think, yeah, I mean, she
tried.
She tried. She gave like a bunch of like reasonable things that like, or that were convenient for both of them, OP and the daughter-in-law. Like the Sunday thing, like if this was like this is a very like important like day for the daughter-in-law's life. So like I think taking one rest day off to do like something for a wedding is like reasonable enough to do. But instead she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I need a rest. But can you take a day off from work?
No, it's not only that. It's just that she tried like 3 or 4 times to accommodate her and say, okay, I'm working. I'm in a project. I can't take it off. Let's do this, this, this. And she denied all of them. That's ridiculous. People's lives don't stop because it's your wedding.
Exactly.
So I think she is not the asshole at all. And the fact that the son is being... it's like you posted on Reddit.
I know. He's like... He thinks that it was going to be on his side.
Yeah, and it turns out, and then the verdict is not the asshole.
Yeah, everyone.
So shove that up your...
Yeah. That son feels pretty foolish right now.
Yes, because obviously everybody thinks she's the wife is... Well, the daughter-in-law is the asshole. The top comment is, not the asshole. You've offered reasonable suggestions to make this work, and she shut down each of them. That's not your fault. Why is she so invested in being there with you? Surely you can pick out a dress in a fit, in a style that would be appropriate and suitable. So yeah, I don't get that. And then OP actually responded to this. I have no idea why she's so invested in this. I also don't get why she doesn't want me to wear my blue dress. The hotter I am, the same color as the bridesmaids. Like it's a dress. The wedding is in 5 months. Yeah, so I definitely agree. I mean, she has 5 months. Like, why is she being so difficult? I'm sure in those 5 months, she has time to accommodate her schedule or both of them to compromise. I don't understand what's so difficult about it. What do you think, Bo?
Yeah, I agree.
Not the asshole, right?
Yeah, no. There was like a final update for the story, and she says, "Okay, my son has this link. Anyways, he told me that I can wear the blue dress and it won't be an issue. No response from future daughter-in-law."
Because she knows she got burned.
Yeah, she got ratioed bad. RIP for her career.
She got what?
Ratioed.
Oh.
She got
I heard
ratioed.
something else. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
keep hearing things. But yeah, final verdict then.
Not the asshole.
OP, yeah, definitely the asshole. And the son is definitely the asshole for trying to like have her post this and like think she should be humiliated online, but no.
He was the one, and the daughter-in-law was the humiliated one.
Yeah, flung right back at them. Okay, the next story is titled,
I
Am I the asshole for telling my stepdaughter she can have her dead dad pay for the wedding? So as an edit, she is 27 right now, which I don't know what the context of that is, but so I may have gone too far. My now wife divorced her ex when her 3 kids were young. He was an addict. She met me a few years later, and we dated for 2 years before she introduced me to her kids. 2 kids really hit it off, and Kelly did not like me. Just passive-aggressive stuff, but it did become much worse when her dad passed away. She did not take it well, which resulted in a lot of outbursts, even though I wasn't living with them at this time. She went into therapy, but overall it didn't seem like it helped. She threatens to run away if I marry their mom. So I stayed away, but continued to date their mom. Bro. Over time, the 2 other kids started to stay at my place in order to get away from the drama. It was a rough time for them, and we bonded even more. When Kelly was 18, the 2 of us decided to stop pulling our lives on hold and getting married, and Kelly hated this. The other kids were happy, though. Every interaction I have had with her has been unpleasant, and I don't see her as one of my own kids. I eventually adopted her siblings when they were 16 and 17, since they asked me. And during the time, she destroyed a lot of her siblings' stuff for betraying their dad. Now I rarely see her, and I prefer it that way, actually. The 2 kids have an on and off relationship. I paid for my 2 kids' weddings. I got a call from her asking me to pay for her wedding since I paid for the other 2. I told her no. This started an argument about how it's unfair. I had enough and told her to have her dad pay for the wedding. She hung up after some lovely names. I may have gone too far, which makes me a jerk, but am I the asshole? So I think she's an asshole for saying that because like it's pretty uncalled for. I keep thinking it's a she, but no, it's a he. But yeah, I think it's a pretty uncalled for to say that, especially to like a child, basically.
She's not a child.
How old is she?
She's 27.
Why she act like that?
She didn't grow up.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess after the death of her dad, she kind of like never grew out of it. But yeah, I think So I think it's a little bit asshole to say that. Like it's pretty messed up. But I mean, she's not really obligated to pay for.
He is not
the daughter's wedding, but he, he's not.
He
obligated.
went a little bit too far for saying that.
Yeah, but he's not obligated, and like this is like a daughter that like doesn't even like him.
She's not even adopted by him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I felt like he tried to be accommodating to her and tried to be a parent to her, but they refused. I mean, her 2 siblings agreed on being adopted by him because, I mean, he can't be doing that bad of a job. They decided to be adopted by him. I think it's just her problem. I think she was waiting for her real dad to come back and stay with his mom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, it's probably just like the like OP and the daughter, she's like never really gelled.
Yeah, I don't think they ever connected, which is sad because I mean it looks like he really tried. They said that they stopped dating or paused their relationship because it was so difficult for her. Yeah, to process everything. Right, yeah. That shows like on OP's part that like he actually cares for like the children. Not a lot of step parents like kind of care for their kids. They definitely don't.
Yeah, some of them like sees them as like a nuisance or like something like extra baggage in the relationship. But like to have like a parent or a step parent that does all this for you.
You like, keep that parent with you because that means they care. Yeah, exactly.
Or like at least treat them with like a little bit more respect. Like even if you like you can't hang out with them because like you just don't have the personalities that match. You should at least be appreciative.
I don't know. I feel like this could also have the mother didn't put her foot down when she was a child. I felt like they accommodated her so much and because they feel bad for her and her dad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That they give her a lot of leg room, and that this made her think that this behavior is okay. And since she was a child, and since they didn't stop this, she kept going.
Yeah,
and she's 27 years old, and she's acting like a child still.
I know, yeah.
I don't think she
I was
ever grew
shocked.
up. I know, you thought she was little. No, 27 years old.
I was thinking she was 19, but yeah, 27.
No,
yeah.
27. I'm like, hello.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I don't think, and then destroying her sibling stuff because they wanted to get adopted by this poor man that wanted to be a dad to them. That's insane. I think, sure, maybe at that age she was young, but it's just shows you how her personality is.
Mm-hmm.
It's clearly not his fault. I think he kind of she pushed him so far that he said this.
Yeah.
For years of resentment and rejection, because
I think,
you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, the daughter should have been surprised that she was gonna get punched, basically punched with this comment after all of what she did. I don't think she should have expected her wedding to be paid off after that stunt with the sibling stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand the entitlement is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, oh, because you're married to my mom, now you have to pay for my wedding.
And you already know she's gonna get the most expensive wedding too.
Yeah, I don't get the entitlement.
Unlimited drinks, all night bar, sushi bar, unlimited food.
That's what you want.
I want a taco truck, but
you know.
Yes, taco truck to the wedding.
No.
Por favor.
No. But yes, I think she's just I think he went a little bit too far, but she deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
She honestly deserved it. And then the top comment is, yes, it was a stupid, hurtful, and immature thing to say, but I get it. I understand that this was the oldest girl and probably closest to her father. And of course, she probably resented the divorce, but that's something you should grow out of. Once her father died, you think it might have opened up her heart a little, but apparently that was not to be. And so be it. It's her life, it's her choice. But it takes a lot of balls to then come skipping back and waiting for you to pay for her wedding. I don't blame you for refusing, but I'm curious as to what your wife thinks. A big not the asshole on not paying the wedding. And then OP responded, yeah, it was petty. Thinking about it, it was the resentment building up of how many times I just took her anger. It was like finally standing up to a bully after so many years of taking it. For sure felt great to give it back, no matter how petty it was. So yeah, definitely, that was crazy to me. Mm-hmm. I think it was just the build-up. I think he just exploded and he had to just let it out. Yeah. And I get it, but I mean, as an adult, I think more adult, I would say, he should have known a little better to say such harsh words. However, I think I get it, honestly. I think he said what he said. She deserves it.
So, final verdict?
Not the asshole. And everybody voted not the asshole either.
Yeah, I don't think he was the asshole, but yeah. What he said wasn't okay, but yeah, we can all understand. We all make mistakes.
Yeah. All right, so next is, am I the asshole for taking back a family heirloom for my daughter-in-law before the wedding? My family has 2 heirlooms that we give to a bride or groom when they marry. For the men, it's a set of cufflinks, and for the woman, it's a bracelet. My oldest son and my oldest sister are married, and their spouses wore the bracelet or cufflinks at their wedding. This tradition is essentially for our family's way of saying, we are accepting you to the family. When my future daughter-in-law got engaged, I gave her the bracelet and explained that it's a family heirloom, expressing how meaningful it would be if she wore it at the wedding. I mentioned that she could wear it during the reception if she preferred not to wear it in the ceremony. It's a white jade bracelet, and I shared its significance with her. Now, in the wedding only a few months away, there's a problem. My daughter has been getting to know my future daughter-in-law, and she recently came to me saying that my future daughter-in-law thinks the bracelet is ugly and has been complaining about it. She even showed me texts where my future daughter-in-law said some hurtful things about me, calling me controlling ass for giving her the bracelet. This was hurt, and it feels like a complete rejection especially since she knows why it's important. When I asked my son, she said he didn't know anything about her feelings on this. Since she clearly doesn't want or respect the bracelet, I asked for it back. That's when things got messy. She made a big deal about how I was excluding her from the family by taking it back. Now she's pissed and calling me a jerk. My son also thinks I'm a jerk for taking it back, even after I show him what she said. People are divided over this, saying that by taking it back, it implies I don't see her as a family or trust her with the heirloom. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think she's the asshole for like taking it back. Like, I think it does imply that like she doesn't accept the daughter. Like, symbolically, she doesn't accept the daughter-in-law into the wedding. But also, like, it's like reasonable because daughter-in-law was like not liking the bracelet and was like kind of being an ass over it.
Yeah, I think it was just very disrespectful.
Yeah,
Like, if your mom was to give me something like this, I would be very grateful. Like, even if I maybe didn't agree with the design, whatever, I would say it's still beautiful. Why? Because you have to be respectful, and she's trying to give you something that's passed down.
yeah,
And either or,
yeah. Something that means a lot to like to
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
So why is she being an asshole?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she was very disrespectful, and she didn't care about the meaning behind the bracelet.
Yeah, you'd think that like the son would consider that like a kind of red flag, you know?
Yeah. I don't want to marry somebody like that. Like, if I were you, I'd be like, that's kind of a red flag, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I just would be like annoyed. I'd be like, yeah, I mean, it's just like inappropriate to say, and I feel like, yeah, I would feel hurt if I heard that.
I don't know. I feel like this could have been avoided if the sister-in-law didn't say anything.
Yeah,
Because the mom didn't know.
Mhm.
Like, I think she said to the sister-in-law in confidence that she didn't like it and she didn't want to wear it. But, I mean, I think it's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be saying that because, this is literally what it means. It means that you're part of welcoming to the family. And, like, why are you just, like, taking that for granted? It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So the top comment is, if she had simply come to you and said, hey, I appreciate the sentiment so much, but this isn't really my style and I don't want to wear it at the wedding, how would you have reacted? And OP stated, that would have been fine. My own mother didn't wear it, but had it on the family table. I probably would have worn it or asked if my son wanted to wear it.
So yeah, I mean, like, it looks like there's probably like a really ugly looking bracelet. Like, if even the grandmother and like past ancestors didn't like it, but like they have like something like they still respected it. You know, they didn't like, oh, I don't want this at all. Or they didn't say like.
Yeah, I think if she would have talked to her like upfront, be like, hey, I appreciate you welcoming into your family, but it's just not really the style of the wedding and the dress.
Yeah.
I'll keep it there, or I'll keep it for my future, for my daughters or whatever.
Yeah, keep it somewhere that like it's respectfully placed, but like not ruining like whatever wedding aesthetic she was going for.
I think this could have been avoided if the bride-to-be was just honest.
Yeah,
and
but
like
I think
respectful, honestly.
Not. It does take like a level of like respect and then like some comfortability with with OP, like from daughter-in-law to a mother-in-law, like they have to like have that level of comfort with each other to have that conversation. But I guess they don't at that point.
They probably don't. Yeah, that's why she decided to say it. And she said it. I think I felt like she said it in confidence with the sister-in-law. Basically, but obviously, the sister-in-law was like, "I'm gonna talk behind your back and say what you said to my mother about the bracelet."
Yes, the other sister, one of them. Yeah, definitely asshole material. But I think she it's perfectly sabotaged the entire wedding. She couldn't keep her mouth shut.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was to say that, I mean, obviously, if Brianna would because who else? It's only Brianna, my other. She's the only sister-in-law, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because like if she was trying to tell me something like that, I would have kept the shot. I would have said my mom to anything like, "Hello, like why are you trying to ruin their relationship?" Like like I feel like the sister-in-law is also an asshole.
Yeah. So.
The verdict for the Reddit was actually not the asshole.
So final verdict.
Not the asshole.
Yeah, definitely. I like even like the daughter-in-law. I wouldn't really consider her an asshole as well. I just think she didn't go about like this entire situation the best way. If anything, the sister was the asshole for like basically instigating this like whole fight in the wedding. The last story is, am I the asshole for refusing to wear the wedding dress my sister-in-law gave to me as a wedding gift? I, female 27, met my fiance Jacob, male 31, when I was 21. We've been together for 6 years and engaged for almost a year out of those. My mother's wedding dress has been passed down for generations, and I remember being a little girl dreaming of walking down the aisle in it. We have recently been wedding planning, and we were invited to a dinner hosted by my fiance's family, and that was on Sunday. When we arrived, we greeted everyone and sat at the table to eat. Sister-in-law stood up and tapped her spoon against her glass and said that she had to make a toast. She then said she would be right back before going into another room and returning with large plastic bags. Everyone seemed to be excited, but I just felt confused. I awkwardly smiled as I asked sister-in-law what was inside the bag. She opened it up to reveal her wedding dress from her wedding, which was 2 years ago. Everyone began clapping as sister-in-law announced that this was her official wedding gift to us and she wanted for me to wear her dress at the wedding. I tried to smile, but I guess I didn't do a good job of hiding my disappointment, and everyone began asking me what was wrong. I tried to explain how I wanted to wear my mother's dress and that it was nothing personal, but that I refused to wear my sister-in-law's dress. My sister-in-law began crying, and as my in-laws began tearing into me and comforting her, I just burst into tears and ran outside. My fiance didn't even come after me, and after crying my eyes out on the steps for what felt like hours, he finally came outside and yelled at me to get into the car. No comfort for her. No mercy. I was so confused, but I got into the car just to hear him berate me on how I had made such a big scene and embarrassed him in front of his family. He sounded so mad, and he even said he couldn't believe he chose to marry such a bitchy cunt, his exact words. My fiance also said how sister-in-law was just trying to be nice and that her dress was more modern compared to my mother's dress, which looked like an old rag. Also his exact words. I tried to tell him how much my mother's wedding dress meant to me because I promised her that I would wear it. I felt like my fiance's family planned this and put me on the spot, thinking I wouldn't stand up for myself and just agreed to wear sister-in-law's dress. I don't think I did anything wrong, but a part of me thinks I should have just gone along with it and then told sister-in-law in private that I wouldn't be wearing the dress. Am I the asshole? Definitely no.
Throw them all away. All away. Don't even get married, girl. This is literally red flag 1,000.
The entire family, like, they just basically ambushed her to wear this like dress that she didn't want. I'm just surprised that they were like so like angry at the response.
I think it was just it was so unfair for her.
Mm-hmm.
They just decided to just go be like, hey, we want you to wear this because that's what our family wants to do. And since you're going to be part of the family, you have no choice.
I know.
That's ridiculous. Like, nobody decided to, ask her if she, already has something or if she's already planning on wearing something. It's crazy to me. And the fact, okay, fine. Let's say she offered and she, said, no, I can't wear it because I'm already wearing my mother's dress. Okay, that should have been all right. There's no reason for them to basically look at her or make her feel bad for making her own decisions in her wedding.
Yeah, I think exactly. Like, there should have been like a private conversation first between the sister-in-law and OP. Like, they should have talked about, hey, what are you wearing for your wedding dress or for the wedding and all that stuff. And they should have agreed upon this beforehand before trying to make this into a big deal. Because like, realistically, the sister-in-law should have expected a yes or no at this event. Where she revealed that, I want you to take my wedding gift, like
my wedding dress.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it was all planned, and it was just really staged, so she wouldn't be able to say no.
Yeah, and I mean, like, what reason was it to like offer up this dress in the first place? Like, I feel like not a lot of people offered a wedding dress as a gift to someone else.
Yeah,
it's just like I feel like it's pretty strange.
I think she just didn't want to buy them anything. She just wanted to give them the old wedding dress.
Was it like a nice wedding dress? Well,
no,
you did say it was modern. more modern than.
But it doesn't matter. It's
had.
about the sentiment and what the bride wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because she doesn't wear your dress doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be part of your family, or everybody should literally look down on her or be mad at her for not wearing the dress.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she had something in mind, and it was her mom's wedding dress. People should respect that.
Exactly.
I think it's ridiculous for them to be like, no, you have to wear it because she offered it. And then the biggest problem here is honestly the fiance showed his true colors, saying that she was a terrible names and basically calling her like such a he was just
a lot of colorful names.
Yeah, very colorful names, and it was just ridiculous. I think she should really think about if she really wants to be part of this family, because this is how all her life is going to be if she decides to be with them.
Yeah, like in this family, she has like no one in this like on her side.
No. Yeah. And that's the scary part. And on top of that, to not have your fiance not on your side either. Like, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna go to? It's gonna be a lonely road for her if she decides to marry this man. And he shouldn't, because any man that calls somebody people like that does not respect you. And you shouldn't be with a man like that. The top comment is, ma'am, you need to leave that whole family behind you, including your fiance, not the asshole. You just had a peek into your future if you carry on with this relationship. And then, OP, do not waste your mama's wedding dress on this man. He doesn't deserve it.
That's crazy. And this also, the top comment has 21,000 upvotes. There's 21,000 people who have not blessed this wedding. So she's got to leave.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, there's no update or anything. This was posted 207 days ago. So hopefully she never married that man.
I wonder if there's a follow-up, but...
There isn't. There's no update, unfortunately.
RIP. But it's okay. Hopefully the best for her. I hope she at least got the husband on her side.
Wait! There is an update! And I just literally found it. Oh my god. Okay.
What is the update?
It says, update. Yes, I am leaving him for sure now. I really don't appreciate the comments calling me bad names for staying. I never intended to stay, and the only reason I thought we needed a conversation was because this behavior was recent, and I wanted to understand what was going on. I haven't told him that it's over officially, though it should be obvious. Yeah, mainly because I'm scared he might do something violent, as many comments said. I need a few days to figure out things, and I'm gonna tell my brother to pick me up so I can stay there for a few days. I'm logging off now, and I'll update if anything happens. So
I guess there are happy endings.
Oh my god, I'm so glad she didn't marry him.
I know.
That would have been such
a... But yeah, so we got on her for figuring out the true colors before signing all the paperwork and going through the ceremony. Yeah.
Marrying that asshole family. Oh my god, thank god.
That would have been a nightmare for her.
It would have. I think she was lucky enough to realize that man was no good. So, yeah.
Final verdict?
It is. She's not the asshole, obviously. How about you?
Yeah, definitely not the asshole at all in this situation. The entire family, though, yeah.
Yeah, all the family.
They gotta put a big A in the forehead.
You mean L?
A.
Oh,
or asshole.
As in losers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. At least that was a happy ending. I was like wondering. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. Thank you for joining us on the part 2.
On our website, yappings.com, at the very bottom, you can subscribe to our mailing list, and you will be the first to get anything that we have as soon as we make it. We were thinking about starting like a Patreon or like some sort of place for all of our like members to like coalesce.
Yes. So if you want more content, let us know. And I hope you enjoy, and see you next week. Bye.